Hi friends, I'm here to talk about planets, and I've already talked about Sun, Moon and Mars. The fourth important planet, which is outer planet and important planet, is the Jupiter. So here I'm going to talk about Jupiter. Jupiter is the most important planet. It is a planet which governs your wisdom. So, and it is said that you may have everything, but you don't have wisdom. You will do the wrong things, or towards the end you will do wrong things. So Jupiter governs wisdom, and since it governs wisdom, it is a very important planet. Jupiter is a planet which tells you, which governs most of the important facets of life. Jupiter has to be strong if you have to have a good family life. I mean, that is your kutum, the immediate family. Jupiter also governs your children. Jupiter governs marriage. Jupiter governs your gurus. What will be your teachings? What will you learn? What are you what are you destined to learn from other people? The people whom you meet, who imbibe you with good or bad knowledge, that is governed by Jupiter. Jupiter also governs your gains, how much of your aspirations which will be fulfilled. So therefore Jupiter in the natal horoscopes is a kartatva for very important houses like the second house, which is family, fifth house children, seventh house is marriage, ninth house is your fortune, which is dependent on the higher knowledge, the gurus you will meet, and the 11th house is also the house of aspirations, how many aspirations you would meet. I mean, what are the aspirations you would meet. So Jupiter is a planet which also tells how much of what is your karmic debt which you are coming with in terms of what you've gathered, what is the positive karmas you have gathered from a past life. Like, I don't know, I'm standing in an archaeological kind of a setup. It's an old doom which is there, which I had come. So I thought I'll do this planet Jupiter, which also governs what you have. What is the wisdom? What is the intellect? What are the sanchit karmas, or what are the karmas you are coming into this world with? So Jupiter as such is one of the most important planets. Jupiter in my Bhrigu Nadi system, which I practice, is the planet which tells you what is the potential or what events are bound to happen or can happen. Like, it gives you a menu of, say, 30 events, good and bad, that can happen. Ultimately, what events will happen will depend upon Saturn and other kartattvas like Mars, Venus, Mercury, which governs various things in your life. So, but Jupiter is the most important planet in my Bhrigu Nadi horoscope, which tells the potential of a person in terms of what are the events that can happen. Jupiter is very strong. It is exalted in Cancer. It is the house of Moon. It is exalted there because it is the highest point, which tells Jupiter in the house of Moon. It tells your mind is at a point where you can actually you have the right wisdom in your mind. Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn. Again, I keep on repeating, debilitation doesn't mean to be negative, but yes, Capricorn is a sign which governs a jungle. It's like a jungle. So if you have a guru in the jungle and with all kinds of wisdom, if you are going in the jungle and you're not in the right direction, you may not be able to get the right opportunities in terms of your life. But again, in today's setup, Jupiter is an important planet for you to even if you're very successful to do other planets, whether the success will be sustained or not, whether it's family, whether it is marriage, whether it's a profession, will depend on Jupiter, because this is, again, I repeat, it is a planet which governs your the wisdom part of it. Jupiter is also a planet which tells you about what is the teachings you will have in this life, what will be your karmas in the life. As far as marriage is concerned, in female horoscopy, Jupiter is very important. Jupiter governs your husband. Just by looking at a Jupiter in perhaps I should not use the perhaps word, looking the Jupiter in your D1, that is your Lagna chart, and D9, which is the 9th chart, Navamsha chart, looking at the health of Jupiter, in which house it's there, which are the conjunctions, how its placement, you can actually tell about what would be the status of your husband, how would be your husband, whether how will he progress, and what would be your basic outline of your married life. So for marriage and for female horoscopy, Jupiter is extremely important, and that is one planet which should be seen very closely. Also today, in the present world, in the scheme of things, you may a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, you studying a lot of things may just make you a lecturer, make you a teacher, and you're not successful. So in that way, in today's context, Jupiter in terms of profession may not be a very important horoscope, but this has to combine with other planets like Saturn. Even with Jupiter, Rahu is said as Guru Chandal, but there is nothing as a Guru Chandal Yoga. Jupiter with Rahu in today's conditions will make you very successful in later ages of life, make you very make you a wealthy man. That is what Jupiter Rahu does. There is nothing as Guru Chandal, and I don't believe in it at all. And thousands of horoscopes I've seen, there is nothing as Guru Chandal. People with Jupiter Rahu actually rise very high in life. So it depends. Jupiter then in conjunction with various other planets in aspects in the nakshatra, how the nakshatra lord is placed. Jupiter tells that if you're going to get success, will you be able to sustain it? Of course, Jupiter with Venus, with Saturn, with Rahu, these planets which govern material prosperity, it helps you in achieving the material prosperity and then sustaining it. So therefore, Jupiter as a planet is very important for your learning, for your knowledge, for your marriage, for wisdom, and also, as I said, in the present context, in terms of how much you'll be able to sustain the material success which is provided by other planets, which are very important in today's Kali Yuga. In the earlier Yoga of Dwapar and Treta, Jupiter was very important because a rishi was the best thing. A rishi, came and the king used to come and receive the rishi. So that was the most exalted position of Jupiter, which is not the situation today. So one has to evaluate Jupiter very sensitively in terms when you're looking at profession. Exalted Jupiter does not mean that you become a billionaire, no. But yes, an exalted Jupiter does mean that you will be a person with a high value system. So you have to see the planets in those aspects. Jupiter remains to be very important in case of female horoscopy because it tells the whole attitude and the thought pattern and your primarily about your partner and your husband. So this is my view on Jupiter in my Bhrigu Nadi system which I follow. Jupiter is an extremely important planet because as I told you, it tells me what are the events that can happen in a period of 12 years, and whether the events will happen or not will depend on the Kartatva of various other planets. So that's my take on Jupiter. I'm sure you would have enjoyed this video. You want to know more about Jupiter, you can buy my books from Sagar Publication. Please, I'm not selling my books, I'm just telling you we have my books at Sagar Publication. You can go to my site Shanker Astro, Shanker Study, go to my Facebook this thing, and if you want to write to me, you can write to me at connectingminds@outlook.com. I'll try to answer if anything you have, or you can post your whatever question you have on the YouTube site also. I'll try to answer it. My view, my idea of telling all this was that you understand a planet yourself, a little understanding of yourself. When you go and consult an astrologer, at least you know where he's taking you, and you can be intelligent enough in asking it. This is a science which has its logics, not that it goes wrong, because the people who are trying to do astrology do not know the science from A to Z, and that includes myself also. For practicing the science, you have to be a sattvic in nature, which most of us are not. But yes, it does require a lot of study of horoscopes and study of the present system to evaluate the trends which are there. I'm sure you would have enjoyed this video. In my next video, I will talk about another important planet, which is Venus. And thanks. Bye for now.